Nearly 20,000 gliders were crash-landed during World War II to attack enemy positions. Normandy. Operation Market Garden. But did you know Google Maps shows traces of those gliders still exist today?
Last night I was reading A Bridge Too Far, and if any of you have seen the movie A Bridge Too Far about Operation Market Garden, one of the most incredible operations during World War II. The attempt to capture a series of bridges through Holland so that the Allies could punch into Germany. The last of which was the bridge going over the river near the city of Arnhem in Holland. This is the bridge right here. Now, in order to do that, they had to land airborne troops as well as the support equipment needed to race over and capture that bridge from the Germans. They use a series of gliders. These are Horsa gliders, which are English made, and they are towed over the landing zone, in this case by DC-3s. And this is why it's an amazing feat of aviation skill, heroics. These gliders are, like I said, towed behind planes. Here's some video of one departing. It gets pulled by a rope, and as the plane accelerates, the glider takes off with it. And the pilots have to practice this over and over because they only get one shot to do this. It's a glider, so you can't go around. Once the gliders crash land, basically in the landing zone, they're split open and the troops, or if it's carrying jeeps, they can exit. So this is what it looked like. So you see the gliders in the background, and they were everywhere. Look at the aerial photographs that were taken after Operation Market Garden had failed. You can see the gliders are everywhere. Here's a close-up view right there. You can see them just everywhere. So last night, I'm reading this book. On page 320, they talk about how in the late 60s, KLM Airlines, they were doing some aerial mapping outside of Arnhem, and they came across these ghostly shadows in the fields west of Arnhem, and they didn't know what it was, but they were airplane-shaped. Well, come to find out, after the Battle of Arnhem had failed, they burned all the gliders. I mean, what were you going to do with them? They couldn't dispose of them, so they burned them in place. Well, the cartographers figured out that in the late 60s, these ghostly shadows remained. 25 years after the fact, these gliders had been burned. Those images still appear west of Arnhem. So I decided, what the hell? I'm going to see if I can find these landing zones using Google Maps. So I did a little research, and I came across this trapezoidal-shaped piece of land with all of these gliders on it. Here's another one. Same piece of land, trapezoidal-shaped, okay? Now, when you look at the landing zones that were planned out on these survey maps that were used during Operation Market Garden, you can see this railhead, these train tracks, heading out of Arnhem west by north. So I figured, well, just follow the train tracks. Now, this is where you can do it at home. Pull up Google Maps. I'm going to type in Arnhem, Netherlands. Already had it there. Switch to satellite view. Now, let's leave the labels on, and we're going to zoom into Arnhem. And you can see, here's the bridge. They've changed the name to commemorate the effort made by Lieutenant Colonel John Frost that parachuted in to try and capture the bridge. Ultimately, as most of you know, that effort failed. So they named the bridge after him, John Frost Bridge. He was captured by the Germans. All right, there's the bridge. So we're going to zoom out, and we're going to follow those train tracks west by north. Here are the train tracks heading west. Here are the landing zones. There's our trapezoidal-shaped field. Remember this guy with all the gliders? We're going to use that for our marking. So going back to the map, there's that trapezoidal-shaped field. Here are the train tracks. What we're going to focus on is the landing zone north of the train tracks, landing zone S. And look what happens when you zoom in. Look at what you see. And I'm trying not to block. All of the burn marks are still there. Zoom out a little bit and then zoom right back in. Wherever there was a glider, wherever something was lit on fire to burn it, those marks are still there. Now, what's the date on this map? This is Google Maps, and you can see, okay, faintly, 2021. So these are recent. This is 77 years later. These burn marks, these ghostly images are still there. And it just gives me chills to think about it. So if you have a fascination with Operation Market Garden, if you have a fascination for digging into details like this around World War II, once you finish watching this video, grab Google Maps, do your own search. The landing zones are west by north of Arnhem, and you're going to see these gliders' last resting places. I will have the link to this book in the description below because it is amazing. It gives you all the details that you couldn't get in the movie. They have it in audio format if you like audiobooks. Kindle, paperback, obviously, because I've got this one. Hardback. I'll have the link below. Just click on it. It'll take you right to the listing in Amazon. Thanks for checking this out with me. My name is Ken Stano. I really appreciate you checking out History X.